Live from the Emerald City, it's a Dish with Deeva Show. Here she is, the one and only K-Cee Deeva.
Yeah.
What up, peeps? I'm back. I've been on hiatus for a couple weeks. Well, last week we had some technical difficulties going on, so I wasn't able to do the show last week. Week before that, I was out of town, so finally back doing it live, which I love to do. How are you out there, you beautiful peeps? I hope everyone's doing well. We here in the Northwest, all along the West Coast, had that ridiculous heat wave. And, it's just like you didn't want to do anything. You didn't want to even breathe. You just wanted to lay there because you just sweat. You move, you sweat. You blink, you sweat. Anywho, welcome to another edition of Dish with Deeva. I'm really excited about the show tonight because one of my nearest and dearest friends, she's been on the show a couple times before in the past, couple iterations of the show. She was with Northwest Connection. She was actually one of my first guests, along with our homie Isaiah Anderson. And she's just a phenomenal woman. She's executive director of CD Forum. She is a playwright. She's an actress. She's a producer. She's a writer. She's a poet. She's a singer. She's just everything. The woman is just well-rounded. She's balanced. My friend, Miss Sharon Nyree Williams, welcome back to Dish with Deeva.
Thank you, Miss Deeva. Thanks for having me back. Great to see you.
Great to see you. As always, you have the nice background scenery there, beautiful tree, outdoors. It's that time of year. And the Northwest is, even though my allergies would disagree, it's just one of those places that's so beautiful in the summertime.
Oh yeah, it's nice, right? Since we made it through that 100-degree weather, 4 days, and then
what did you do those days? What did you do?
I did exactly what you said. I stayed still. Yeah, I ain't turned my computer on. I was like, I ain't moving. I was mad. I had to walk the dog. I was like, it's hot out here.
Right.
It was hot that one morning at 9. It was 99 degrees at 10 a.m. And I was like, what's going on?
Man.
Those out there who don't know, we over here, we don't have AC in every building. So this ain't like the South or we don't have AC. So it's a struggle. It was like, how many fans do we have?
Right. The struggle is, hey, I have one of those portable air conditioner units. It was the best birthday gift I got to date, right? Got it 3 years ago for my baby bro because I was complaining. We had some 90s weather, a while back. I was complaining, sweating. And so that was a birthday gift. It was near my birthday when we had that weather. I pulled the thing out, plugged it in, and it was like fighting hard with the heat. It couldn't keep up with the heat. I literally practically sat on the damn thing just to try to cool off.
Yeah, I totally know what you're talking about because I had a fan that's been in my room. It's been broke, but it's like the base of it was broke, but it wasn't broke, right? It was still leaning like this. And then I was like, ain't no cold air coming out. So I threw it away because I had another fan in the spare room that I hadn't opened in 2 years. So I opened that out, put it out, and I was like, ain't nothing really coming out of this either. I was like, oh, I done threw something away. I don't want to put it on
hot air.
I was like, yeah, that girl was struggling, but it's all good. We survived.
Yes. Let's see. Hey, Anthony Adams. Anthony, my co-host of Afterthoughts 90 Day Fiance, WTF Moments. We'll be back next week. They went on hiatus this week, so we did too. We'll be back next Monday because there's gonna be a whole lot to talk about. He says it was Africa hot. LOL. Hot air is the worst. It sure was. I was like, I feel like Dorothy in Kansas, right? Like, I woke up and I was like, am I in a different location right now? It's not.
All this stuff. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Well, speaking of weather, this is very timely because the other issue myself and a lot of us ran into is, our hair, meaning black hair, black women in particular, that heat hits it and it poops. And I don't care how much straightening, curling iron, whatever shellacking that you do, it's going to snap back. It's gonna snap back. So during those days, I didn't even bother with the flat iron. I just let it roam free, natural curls. Gel wasn't even holding it in place. Like it was just it was just there.
Gel started running down your face. Like, oh no. like why my eyes burning?
Right,
and you be like, why my eyes burning? That's gel.
Right.
Yeah. I know those days.
So the topic tonight, we're talking about hair, and I want to walk people backwards. We're talking about this because I still find there's so much emphasis on our hair, especially for Black women. On the job, in relationships, walking down the street, going to the corner market. We're always so, gotta make sure my hair is right. Gotta make sure my edges are straight, or got the baby hair going, or relaxer, or, and as someone who has done it all, chemicals, non-chemicals, straight, weaves, wigs, braids, I'm a diva. We try everything, we like to change it up. We like to keep y'all guessing. I'm cool with that though. I don't mind. I'll toss a ponytail in my hair and keep it pushed, but then there's women that are like, you know what, I'm not going through all that drama. What it is this is what it is. Now, Sharon, when I first met you many, many years ago, you had locks in your hair. They were beautiful, long. I think you had grown them out like 7 years, and none of this faux lock stuff and all that. They were your locks. And I watched your progression as you tried different styles and, asymmetrical and bobs and so on and so on. And then like a month or two ago, I'm scrolling past your page. I went, wait a minute, scroll back up. I was like, she went full Nelson, like all gone.
Yeah.
What was the thought behind that? Were you just like, I'm sick of that? They're just trying to figure this out, just over it. What was the motivation?
It was a part of it was being over it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had it was really crazy because that night, it was a Friday night, and I had actually planned to dye my hair. So usually I'm like red in the winter. Yeah. I go a little blondish in the spring. And so I had gotten the blonde and I was doing it, and I had the music going. I was in my house jam. It was how we doing our hair, and we like, it's like it's how we get down. And so I had gotten all that, and the dye was looking good. And then after I dyed it, then I at the time I had the sides and the back cut. And so I cleaned those up. And then once I shaved my hair, I go get in the shower to make sure it's all washed off. And I got out the shower and the reality hit. For a couple years now, I had been wearing my locks pulled to the front. Mm-hmm. And I had noticed that right here in the middle, it wasn't growing anymore. And it had been away. Mm-hmm. And I was like, whoa. So when I got out the shower that time, it was nice and blonde, but then it was like 2 locks here, and then the little locks was back in the back of my head. And I looked in the mirror. I was drying off, and I just looked in the mirror, and I was like, and so I walked to the mirror and I pulled it all to the front. And I was like, there you go, there you go. And I was like, I ain't hiding it no more. And so I grabbed the clippers, I grabbed the scissors, and I cut the locks.
You did it yourself.
I did it myself. I grabbed the clippers and I cleaned it up. And I learned how to do that in COVID.
Right. We all learned how to manage in COVID. Right.
And so, and then I cried, and I took my dog out for a walk, a long walk, and just thought about my hair from the time I was a child to then. And then by the time I got back to the house, I was like, you had your locks for 21 years, yo. They were all the way in the middle of your back at one point. Yo, you did that. But I had read an article earlier that day that said it was talking about letting go of things that didn't want you. Mm-hmm. And that time when I looked in the mirror, I said, my hair don't want me. And it's just time to let it go. And so that's what happened. But it was emotional. It was
I bet.
Emotional. Yeah.
21 years, and again, especially with our hair, it takes longer than, other cultures. You know what I mean? Like when we grow out our hair, it takes a while. So we're not so eager to just cut it all off,
Right.
So, but kudos to you because, as I told you when I first noticed, I was like, we can see your beautiful face now, even more. You don't need to hide under the bangs and the locks and all that, and it's just interesting to me because, and I'm guilty of it. I'm even tonight, we're doing the day job and I looked at the clock and then I got another email about, report I need to do. And I'm like, oh my God, my shows are like 35 minutes. I still haven't done anything to my hair. And, I used to try to get my little baby hairs going, the little shellac thing and, all the fuzzies. And I'm sweating because it's still a little humid, Finally, I just said, you know what, screw it. We're talking about hair tonight. It is what it is, but, the thing that fascinates me is, still having these conversations, even when it comes to like in the workplace, right? It's, I've still talked to, coworkers, even friends who feel like, wearing braids or twists or locks, still makes, corporate America look at us a little differently, or, they're intimidated by us, men, who wear locks and different types of styles and, are just the clean shaven, whatever, it still looked a little, bigger. They're intimidating in the office. And I'm like, how do we, although in 2021, I feel like there's been this movement to embrace our natural hair a lot more. We've seen a lot more of that on TV and the images, the magazines and such. But I'm not sure that we're still fully comfortable just letting it all hang out.
I mean, we're in a day and age where they're passing laws so people can wear their hair the way they want to, and it's a sad state because it's really one thing I love about being in Seattle, right? And I moved to Seattle from the East Coast, from North Carolina by way of Delaware. And one of the things that I noticed up here is that you're able to be freer in spaces, right? You go to the bank and you see somebody with blue hair and piercing and things of that nature, and then you go to the East Coast and they're like, yo, that's not professional. You need to change the color of your hair.
Interesting.
I remember my nephew was playing basketball when he was in high school, and the coach told him he had to cut his hair to be on the team because he had cornrows. And it's like, it's the stigma that they don't really know us. They know what they see on TV,
right?
Things of that nature, and they don't get to know the person. So therefore, they bring all that baggage in. And if they would just have a conversation with that person, and what does it really matter, right? I wrote a piece a long time ago that talked about I just want to be respected for not the makeup on my face or the hair on my head or the shoes on my feet, right? I just want, because I would wear Timberlands. I still do wear Timberlands. And it's just like, it's keeping us from showing up as ourselves. And what if we don't have to worry about that, right? How much freer and how much more productive can we be in the workplace if you're not worried about what Susie say when she walks by your desk?
Facts.
Or what Bill is thinking when you walk into his office? Why can't he just think, you about to give me this person is brilliant,
right,
for a reason, and they about to do the daggone thing, but you worried about everything else, their hair, really.
Yeah.
So it's hard, and I don't understand where it comes from. This look, right? So look a certain way, and it took me a long time to get comfortable in being me, totally. So I show up anywhere in jeans and some t-shirts and a jacket. Taking years and years of strength to be able to do that, and we are embracing it more in our community. We're embracing it more, right? You're not seeing a whole bunch of people getting perms and things of that nature,
right?
And people are embracing their natural hair. But then it's like they want us to be one way at home and another way when we walk into your office. Yo, why can't I just walk in as me?
Right.
And it hurts, and it's unnecessary. It's foolish.
Yeah, it is. I agree totally.
Like my grandma. It's foolish. It's just
I love it. Let's see a couple comments. Sharonda. Hey, Sharonda. I love this conversation. Thank you for being so vulnerable about your journey with hair, Sharon. Letting go of something that doesn't want you is so, and really brave to do when it's your hair. Yeah. Yeah, agreed. And Sharonda posted a picture not so long ago with the beautiful afro. She has that beautiful red hair, and she had the afro. It was gorgeous, gorgeous. Her natural hair. Love it. Love that picture. Okay, but speaking of being our authentic self, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, then this was a few months ago that this happened, and I actually had this conversation with my homegirl Princess Robin on the last show I did live a couple weeks ago. We talked about Monique, the comedian Monique. She did an Instagram rant where she said she was traveling and she's at the airport, and she said she couldn't believe how many women, Black women, she saw wearing bonnets, pajamas, fuzzy slippers, or having blankets wrapped around them, tugging a pillow. And she's like, I get it. You're going on a flight. You want to be comfortable. She's like, but come on. I think we're taking it a little too far. We're wearing bonnets in public, kind of paraphrase, she was basically like, where's the pride in ourselves? It's one thing to okay, want to be comfortable, but still have pride in how you look, not just looking like you just rolled out of bed and went to the airport. Now, I have to say, I personally agree with her on that. The whole bonnet thing, I'm not feeling that. You will never see me in public with the bonnet. And I got a whole slew of them, all different colors and what have you. I personally don't feel like that's a public thing. You will never see Deeva out in public with the bonnet on. And then there was a woman online who actually was, on this crusade to say, hey, you know what? If I'm in a Zoom call, because, everybody was telecommuting because of COVID, I should be able to wear my bonnet. Why should I have to fuss with my hair and do, and again, I have to say, completely disagree. Don't show up in a Zoom call with the dang bonnet on your hair. Now that I feel is unprofessional. Any other kind of style, braids, weaves, whatever you want to do, fine. The bonnet, no. What do you think, Sharon?
Oh man. I think Monique did it out of love and not out of malice. Mm-hmm. And she talked about how people pulled her coattail, so she was pulling somebody else's coattail. And if you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna wear my bonnet anyway, then let that just be it. I'm gonna wear my bonnet. I don't care what Monique say. I'm gonna wear my bonnet anyway. You don't have to come on a line and attack Monique and just be like, yo, that's what she said. Okay, Monique, I hear you, but I'm gonna wear my bonnet anyway. And then you be like, all right, that's you, boo boo. It's like back in the day, we used to see people walk around, those rollers that had the roll, and then you
pink rollers.
And we like, yo, what are you doing? And so I think, and I also think that in what Monique was saying too, and it's a problem in society, right? It's the problem period. And it's how people see us. And that just because I'm a Black person with a bonnet on my head doesn't mean that all Black women wear bonnets on their head when they go outside. And so it's just like, yo, we got to pick our battles. And I think we got more stuff to fight about than somebody wearing a bonnet. And I do look, and I be like, just like when I see somebody in the store with their pajama pants on, I'm like, really? Come on, man. And so it's just like, yo,
you have no clean clothes, like what?
Or not take the advice, wear your bonnet, do you, boo-boo, but don't think that it depends on, like, you don't even know who's on that flight with you. That's what she was trying to say, right?
Right.
Who's on that flight with you, you don't know where you at, what you doing, how you representing yourself. And that's how you represent yourself. If that's your influence presence on Instagram, that's how you make your money, do you, boo-boo. Or if you pregnant and that's how you feeling today, do you, boo-boo. But I say, like, yo, people gonna do what they do. And I, we grew up in a time where my biggest thing still is going to church with no stockings on. My grandmother gets me about that. You know what I'm saying? Or wearing a pair of pants to church. There's always going to be different
Get the side eye
and how you show up. And I call my dad now, and I'm like, yo, I spoke I spoke at the governor's event today and sat at the governor's table. And he's like, really? I said, guess what I had on? Because he's from the East Coast.
Right,
like,
right.
I had my red Timberlands, my jeans, my collar, all my piercings. What? And so, people have to show up how they have to show up. And I hope they're showing up as their whole selves. And no matter what they have on their bonnet, I hope that they're doing well in whatever they decide to do in life.
Sharon, I agree with a lot of what you said. I still ain't gonna be out nobody.
Hey, no, I'm not gonna have no bonnet on, but I'll have a wave cap on. I ain't gonna have no bonnet on, but I ain't saying I'm gonna wear a bonnet, and I ain't saying that I ain't gonna call my niece out if she got a bonnet on.
Right.
Like, what you doing? Come on now. What we say? You embarrassing the family.
Right. Don't embarrass the man. Come on now. You gotta represent.
My family think I'm embarrassing them with all these piercings in my face. Right? And so they come for me on that.
Interesting. Well, but the thing is, I mean, again, personal preference. I see the piercing as a fashion statement. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of people do that. The bonnet, you sleep in those. You know what I'm saying? They go with your pajamas.
Well, was it a red eye? Was it a red eye? Because if it was a red eye, I really understand. But at the same time, it's just like me with my hair cut off, right?
Yeah.
When I cut my hair off, I swear I had to make the calls if something hella serious was wrong. I had to call my mom. Hey, mama, I just want to let you know I cut my hair. Huh? And I put her on FaceTime and said, what? I had to call my daddy. I had to call friends. I had to call my nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Before they found out on Instagram or Facebook, I had to call them. And it was like the saddest story ever over some hair.
Right.
But then I show up in my first meeting on that next Monday and they're like, ooh, Sharon, I can see your dimples. Ooh, Sharon, looking at you. Oh my, Sharon, did you get more piercings? Oh my God, you've always been beautiful, but Dad, girl, I got men pulling up saying, hey, shit, hey. Girl, I even had a woman the other day say, beep the horn and say, you look good, girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, we're going to have our things.
Yeah, everybody has their thing.
And, if I see a woman with a bonnet on, I'm probably going to give a little side eye, but I'm be like, that's her. I ain't going to say that. I'm going to keep it pushing. Keep it pushing.
That's why, one of my favorite songs today is, I'm Not My Hair by NDRE because, and, I think she was kind of before her time with that, right? Because when that came out, like in the 90s, I think, women, we weren't ready to hear all that yet. You know what I mean? Because like I said, the weaves and the perms and all that was still very prevalent. It's because of society's, society telling us what's beautiful, bone straight hair, long, hair flowing down your back. I don't think we were ready for her just for that song yet. But now, in 2021, as I see, like we were talking about earlier, TV images, we see families and the mom has natural hair and the daughter has natural hair. And, we're seeing braids, we're seeing newscasters that have, braids or locks. And, we're, back, might see maybe one, but it was really rare. Now we're seeing more of that. So I'm very excited that, finally, we're kind of embracing our naturalness and again no slight to those that still want to do the weaves and the more about you. Like I said, me, I'm always down to change it up a little bit and try something different. That's just who I am. Always have been, always will be. But
just because I'm bald don't mean everybody can be bald. Like one of the things somebody said was like, your hair is so perfectly round. I was like, right.
Not everybody can be bald.
Everybody can be bald, but I'm not I love your looks, right? I love your looks. That's what makes you. And I think people should just be able to do what makes them comfortable. One of the saddest things that happened to me after I cut my hair, and this is how we know that our young people are affected by it. My niece is 6, and I called her and I was like, "Are you ready?" And she was no. Actually, I think she called me, and she was like, "Sharon," and I'm like, "Yeah, you are." She was like, "I heard you cut your hair off," and I was like, "I did." She was like, "No, you didn't." I said, "Yes, I did," and I put
And
my
she's 6.
right 6.
Uh-huh.
She's like, "Why did you do that, Sharon?" And I was like, it wasn't growing anymore, so I just needed to cut it off. She was like, "You did not just decide to cut your hair off, Sharon." I said, "Yes, I did." And she was like, "Well, you can never be alone with me again."
Huh?
She didn't trust me.
Because
She
you
said,
cut your hair.
"Because I cut my hair off."
Oh my
She said,
goodness.
"You can't be alone with me, Sharon, because I can't talk to you anymore because you cut your hair off." And come to find out,
What?
one thing was she's very tied to her hair. The other
Mm,
is that
that's
she
6.
thought something was wrong with me. She thought I was sick.
Oh.
And she called her other aunt,
Mm-hmm.
my niece, and said, "Sharon is lying to me. She cut her hair off and something's wrong with Sharon." And I was like, "No." I even had my doctor make a video to send to her. And she was like,
Oh.
"I don't believe it. I don't
So
believe
she
it."
thought you were sick. Oh.
And I was like, "Elora, I'm not sick.
Yeah.
I'm not sick. My hair isn't growing. I may have alopecia. I haven't went to the doctor to confirm it yet. But my hair wasn't doing what it's supposed to, and it disappeared. It's not like I had a lock. It's not like I was walking down the street and there was a lock here and a lock there.
Right,
A lock
right,
there. It was just gone, and I didn't know where
right.
it went. And so she talks to me now, but it took a long time. I don't know how she's going to act when she sees me in person, but we
Mm-hmm.
put so much emphasis on it that this baby at 6
6.
is like, "Yo,
Something
if you
must be wrong because you cut your hair off.
and then my
Oh
family
gosh.
still, they're like, I was like,
Mm,
"Yeah, I cut my hair and I'm about to go out." And they're like,
mm.
"Why, Sharon, you gotta let your hair grow back. Stop cutting your hair." And I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute. No, hold on. Didn't I tell y'all that the fellas are looking at me?
Right.
I'm
Nothing
keeping
has
it more.
changed.
You know what I'm saying?"
Because
Like,
again, when you can see your face, you know what I
yeah,
mean? This sometimes hides, you know. You can see your face, you can see your
yeah.
smile, the dimples, like, is watch out, people. Sharon is on fire.
What? Yo, just tell me
I
I'm
love
cute
it.
when you see me. That's all I need. I'd be like, "Girl, when that guy walked across that street and came to the other side of my car and said, 'Hey, beautiful,' I was like, 'Hey.' I was like, I called my sister. I was like, 'Girl, you staying bald for a minute.'" And I could still, like, if I wanted to, but it's not my thing. I could go get a wig if I want to
Sure,
get a
sure.
wig, and I have my locks, so I have all my locks that I ever cut out my hair, so I can still
Yeah.
grow some hair back, and they can reattach if I want them to.
Mhm,
But right now, I'm just living the ball life, and I say,
mhm.
try to do what's comfortable for you.
Yeah.
And I know that if you're working somewhere, sometimes that's not always prevalent, or you're
Mhm,
not allowed to do that, or what have you. They have these dumb rules to try to keep us from making our bank. But
mhm.
I'm lucky enough that I work. I'm an artist, and I work,
Yes.
and I am the executive director of
Independently.
the
Snap,
organization.
snap, snap.
So and then I look this way when I meet with the mayor
Mhm,
or anyone else, and I'm good. So
mhm.
but I understand that everybody doesn't have that.
Everybody doesn't have the perfect shaped head, Sharon. I'm sorry, okay? We all aren't that lucky. All right. Well, I gotta
Yeah,
let you go, girl. But it's been so much fun.
yeah.
Love the conversation, and of course, we'll have you back on again very soon. What's going on with CD Farm? Anything we should know about this weekend?
There's the Kiki clinic that's outside. Oh, they wrapping up right now, but we was having a Kiki clinic outside right now. But
You're
on
doing events again,
August 20th,
August
we are
20th.
having the Decadence Divine Decadence. Decadence is
Oh,
divine. It's our fundraiser.
okay.
August 20th. Go to our website for more information. It'll be coming out. It is going to be sexy, fun, Ray.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm so
And
excited.
yeah.
I'm excited to get out again to do stuff.
Oh, it's going to be online. So have a
Oh,
party.
okay.
We're encouraging parties. Like
Okay.
get your safe circle together.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
we're gonna have some pot pies by this. Oh my! And I said pot pies, and some of y'all probably said a pot pie.
What's a pot pie? I know
So
what it
yeah,
is.
it's this woman that make these pot pies, and we're gonna have some sexy desserts and a sexy good time. And it's about body positivity, and
Nice.
and so I'm really excited. Nina Yarbrough, our business development manager, and Danny Tyrell, our curator, have put together a great show,
All
and
right.
it's gonna be something you ain't seen before. So check that out, and then you can always keep up with me at keep up with CD Forum at cdforum.org. Keep up with me at Sharon Nyree Williams, SharonNWilliams.com, or Instagram at Sharon Nyree Williams. So.
Right on, right on. And that's actually body positivity is a topic on the list for District Diva. So we'll have to have you back and maybe a couple others from CD Forum to talk about
Yeah,
it.
Danny and Nina on. They'll talk about
Okay, yeah, for sure, for sure. I love it. All right, peeps. So that's all the time I have. We're a little over time, but you know what? Anytime I have my girl Sharon on, we always go over time because we could talk and talk and talk for another half an hour, honestly. But be sure to check out CD Forum, support your local artists, and support me. Go to my YouTube page, K-Cee Deeva Shows. Please like, subscribe, and also be sure to watch my other show, Northwest Nightcap, every first Thursday of the month. Princess Robin, K-Cee Kirk Clayton from Confunction, Anthony Adams, myself. We chat it up. We have some drinks. We talk about all the crazy entertainment stories going on of the month. And last but not least, if you're a 90 Day Fiance fan, every Monday night, right around 9 p.m., we do a recap of the night before show. And we Anthony and I sit there and just talk trash about all the crazy couples because they're all nice. Anyway, I'm going to leave you all with this. Oh.
I am not my